As a locally owned and operated telecommunications cooperative, Randolph Telephone has been on the cutting edge of technology, serving members for 60 years. We are committed to providing the rural communities we serve with the most advanced systems around and the best customer service possible. That's why we are making a huge investment by bringing fiber to the home. We are determined to make our community meet today's high demands for faster communication. Just look at what has happened in the past few years: iPods, mobile devices, HDTV, and thousands more. But what does fiber to the home really mean? Fiber uses light to carry the communication signals to your homes and businesses. This will allow for faster internet speed, better phone clarity, a secure and reliable connection, and advanced MyTV services, including additional TVs and HD access.
All right, for years the telecommunications industry used copper cable for its voice communications. With the oncoming of the internet and now television services being provided over those same copper wires, copper will not carry the amount of bandwidth that's needed to provide the higher speed internets and the HDTV and advanced services. We use fiber optic cable because it has less loss and will provide those high quality services. We are in the process of basically what we have installed over the last 60 years in copper facilities, we are now replacing with fiber optic cables. So that means every mile that we've plowed in the last 60 years, we're now replowing with fiber optic cable. We have to place those cables along the highway, installing the underground vaults. Once that's done, they are spliced up and the light signal is flowing through the cable. Then we have to plow a service drop from the vault to the customer's home. Then there is special equipment that's required to fuse the strands of fiber together to send the light signal to the house. Once we have the light signal to the house, we come in, we install a battery backup system, and then we convert it over from the copper facilities to the fiber facilities.
Adding fiber to the home to our infrastructure is not as easy as it sounds. There is extensive coordination, miles of plowing, and of course money and time. When we put fiber in an area, we are doing it at no additional cost to our members. We ask for patience during this upgrading period and believe our members will find the benefits of our fiber network will far outweigh any short-term inconvenience they may experience.
The beginning stages of plowing fiber to the home, basically someone calls in inquiring about our fiber service, whether they want it for TV, faster internet speeds. So what we do, once someone calls in, then we have to start the process. We have to do what we call the staking procedure, which basically means we take a handheld GPS unit out to the field. We figure where we're going to place each individual handhole or vault, which the fiber is stored in, and that's what your drop pulls out of. Once we take those points of GPS, we then bring them back into the office, and we then transfer those basically to our mapping system. Once we have that done, we have to start a permitting process with the DOT because we are on their right-of-way, so we have to get a permit from them before we can ever plow anything. That generally takes 2 to 3 weeks for them to get back to us, make sure that we're okay to go ahead and plow on that right-of-way. Once we get that back, we pick the contractor that we're going to have to come out and do the job, and those guys of course come get material from us, and they come out and start the plowing process. Basically what that is just a vibratory plow, just a foot. We hardly ever do much digging unless we set in a vault or unless we get into rock. Sometimes we do get into rock where we have to physically dig some with a backhoe, but we try to use the vibratory plow because it causes less, I guess you call less damage to the side of the road, or don't try to tear up quite as much. And generally we plow those lines anywhere from 30 to 36 inches, try to be at 36 inches deep. The reason why we use a vibratory plow is because it causes less disruption to the soil when we use those machines. Also, if you have a driveway that's concrete, paved, we use a directional drill machine to physically drill underneath those driveways so we don't have to cut across them and cause any damage there. And same thing if we go under the road. Like say if your house is on the opposite side of the road, we do the same process. We use a directional drill machine to drill under the road there. Once we get the lines plowed in, of course, all this depends too on weather. A lot of people ask us the question, you know, when we're going to be there. And weather's a huge factor in that. Weather, soil type, whether we get into rocky ground, whether we get a lot of rain. This past winter is a good example. We had a really wet winter, and we don't want to be out there plowing on the side of the road and disrupting anything there, you know, causing any type of problems for us or for the customer in the future. So, and we have to do that per DOT standard also. That's something else that we have to be careful about. So that's a huge question that we get asked a lot of times is, you know, how long is it going to be before you get there? And that's a factor in, you know, how long it takes to get there. Basically, once we get the line plowed in on the side of the road or in the DOT right-of-way, then we have to put a fiber drop from that point to your home. A lot of people, you know, want to know, you know, why are we contacting them to put a drop in? And the reason for that is, for starters, we want you to know what we're doing and why we're there. The second thing is, we know you have 811 you can call to locate utilities that may be like the power company, or if you have city water, city sewer, or gas, you know, 811, that's what makes that be located. You know, we call them and they'll come out and locate that for us. Now, if you have your own water well, if you have private water or well or sewer, then we need to know where that's at. You know, we can't just come out there and physically look and tell where that's at. We might be able to see a well house or something like that, but we still don't know how the line runs from that well to the house. So we try to get in touch with you to find out where those things are at so we don't cut those lines when we come to your home and put that drop in. Also, a lot of people have underground dog fences, you know, and we want to know where those are at so we don't cut those underground dog fences. Or some people have power going to another building that they run from the house that they've put in. So that's the reason for us calling before we come out. You know, a couple of things there, like I said, just to make sure you know why we're there and what we're doing. And second thing, like I said, for the utilities. So that's kind of the reason why we try to contact you before we come out and plow the drop. Yeah, once the fiber's put in the ground, then we have our splicers come out and physically splice the fiber. It has to be fused together. They have to do that at the road and at your home. So that takes just a little bit of time process for us to do that. Once that's done and we know everything's good, then generally one of the ladies in the office will contact you about an appointment stage. Once the appointment stage is completed, then we get your service hooked up.
Fiber to the home is an investment for the future, even though we don't know what the future holds. But rest assured that Randolph Telephone will be well positioned to provide what is around the corner to our customers and our communities we serve.